You could die when you least expect it, especially if you don't expect these things to make you die.
Let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning.
Being alive is dangerous. We all know that. Today, we open your eyes to the seemingly innocuous items that are right there under your nose, but they're lurking, waiting, ready to take your life. So this episode is about scaring
You're scaring me.
the pants off. No, well, not scaring the pants off of you. It's like scaring, if you're wearing shorts, it's gonna make them sag a little bit.
That doesn't make any sense to me. But
We're gonna make your shorts sag by talking about things that could kill you that you
maybe we
didn't
will
know.
help you survive something. Okay, it's wintertime. You look up, you see some beautiful ice cones hanging from that awning. You're like, oh, those are beautiful. And then it stabs you to death. Well, that's what happens a lot more than you would think. Icicles kill people. Icicles are deadly ice swords that impale people in public.
Ice swords, ice cones.
15 people a year in the United States alone killed by icicles falling.
Really?
Yes.
But what's the anatomy of this? Is it like they just happen?
I don't know where it hits you.
It hits
Depends on
a weak spot? Like, do people like look up and it goes in through the eyeball? I mean, if an icicle...
That might have happened to somebody. It might have
you
gone
on the
right
head.
into somebody's mouth. This is morbid.
I'm gonna try to swallow that falling ice sword.
No, what happens is you're just
Fail.
out minding your own business and a big ice cone falls on you.
Impaled.
Just to give you an idea of what this might seem like, there was an article in 1903 in the New York Times
Wow, you dig deep.
about a Charles Daniels, not Charlie Daniels. This guy was an officer. He said, Charles Daniels was killed last night by a huge icicle which fell upon him as he was making his rounds and cut off the top of his head.
Oh, gosh.
So it's not pretty. It is definitely not pretty. It is ugly. It is not a good way to go. But if you do survive one of these icicle fallings, you get a new body piercing. And it's sterile because it's so cold.
All right, I got a good one for you. Imagine you're hankering for a snack and you go up to a vending machine, you feed that dollar in there, and do you find yourself thinking, I could die at any moment?
I've thought that.
Well, listen,
Depending on the item.
vending machines are giant, monolithic body crushers. Have you heard about this? That people, death by vending machine? Between 19...
I haven't been afraid of vending machines until now.
Well, welcome to the reality. Between 1978 and 1995, at least 37 people achieved death by vending machine.
That's not an achievement.
These things can weigh up to 1,000 pounds, and do you know how it happens?
Yeah. I've seen people do this. I've seen
What?
the shake, rattle, and roll, man.
No, you get your candy bars coming out, and that coil starts turning. You just start to get mesmerized by it, and then you're about to fall over. You grab that thing, and it's 1,000 pounds right on you.
That's never
Mesmerization.
That's never happened. You shouldn't spread things like that.
All right, they shake it like a Polaroid picture, and then it falls on them. I mean, is it really worth getting that package of Famous Amos cookies?
Yes.
To risk getting smushed?
People,
No.
Listen, people risk their lives for food. That's what the history of mankind is all about, is putting yourself out there, risking your life for a little grub. That is human existence, man. So somebody who gets killed by a vending machine is just carrying on the tradition of humans.
Vending manufacturers recommend to not tilt a vending machine beyond 20 degrees.
That's why I take my protractor every time
That's
go
why you've
and
had a protractor.
Order something up out of a vending machine.
Who in their anger pulls out a protractor?
19 degrees, Barb.
And starts...
You're not gonna die. Okay, you're on a tropical vacation, Mom, and oh gosh, I'm trying to set the scene,
Yeah,
and it's not
Mom.
really working. And
Yeah,
you're
Mom.
drinking your little cocktail out of a coconut, and next thing you know, bam! A magical orb of death hits you in the head, and it is a coconut.
The one you were drinking?
No, the one
Like
that fell out of a tree. Now, interestingly, a lot of people quote this thing, 150 people die from coconuts falling on their heads every single year worldwide. In fact, more people die from coconuts than shark attacks. That's not true. That's an urban legend, but it is a strong urban legend because of a 1984 research paper by Dr. Peter Bars entitled Injuries Due to Falling Coconuts. People misapplied or misinterpreted his data and came up with this figure that 150 people die every year. Not true. There's probably a couple every every couple of years. If you go to the Wikipedia entry for death by coconut, which there is one, you see that every couple of years there's a report. Like in August 2010, 69-year-old man was killed by a coconut that fell out of a 12-meter, 39 feet tall palm tree while he was sitting in a rocking chair outside his home in Melgar, Colombia.
I mean, this is cartoon stuff. Like, you know, I know what sound it's gonna make and everything. This is blunt force trauma though.
Because when it's falling, that thing weighs 4.5 pounds on average. Palm trees can be 8 stories tall. So when that thing picks up that speed, it's like a ton of force on top of your head.
Oh goodness.
And I think this calls
Instant
for
death.
hard hats on the beach. I mean, next time I go on a tropical vacation, I'm gonna be in my Speedo, but I'm gonna have on a hard hat and a pair of sunglasses.
Be like a minute work music video. All right, here's another one. Typically, ants are just an annoyance until they gang up on you and kill yourself. Fire ants kill over 30 people per year. Now there could be up to 20 million fire ants in a colony. We know about fire ants because they're in North Carolina.
They are.
They typically attack small animals, but they kill humans that what?
Step on them.
Fall asleep near their mounds. Like, don't look at a mound of dirt and say, oh, that would be a perfect pillow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's anaphylactic shock. People who are allergic to
Hey man, I think I'm allergic to that. I've done allergic to myself.
to ants. And there's a correlation. If you're allergic to bees or wasps, you may be allergic to fire ants. And they're not just in the southeast anymore. They're coming to California.
Oh, coming to California.
They are following us here.
Uh-oh, probably not.
And
It just happens on its own.
If you're, no,
They're for us?
no to no. We didn't have anything to do with it. So A, don't use a fire ant mound as a pillow, but then you can also try to get them into a death spiral. You can make ants follow their own scent trail in a circle, and they will do it until they die.
What, do you get like a big donut or something? How does this work?
Put them on a plate or just direct them to where they create a circular path, and they will do it until they die. Or you could just pour molten aluminum into their anthill and make art.
That's a thing.
It's a thing, and it's pretty awesome.
Okay, now out here in the California, we like to wear the flippy floppies. We call them thongs, feet thongs.
I do not.
But they are instruments of death. Okay, not so much instruments of death, but do you know that in the UK in 2002,
2002.
over 55,000 people went to the hospital with flip-flop related injuries.
But
55,000.
They didn't die though.
Well, some of them may have. That's not in the stats.
I hope not.
There were by 2010, there are 200,000 flip-flop related injuries costing the British National Health Service over 40 million pounds.
What?
Now, you might be saying, well, hold on now. How are these things dangerous? It's kind of underwhelming. It's like tendinitis and stuff like that. Apparently, wearing flip-flops is incredibly bad for your joints and your tendons. And people do, and I am one of them, have horrific injuries because of flip-flops. I didn't die, but on my recent vacation a few weeks ago with my family, I was walking in the front yard of the place we were staying, and I stepped in a little bit of mud, and I tried to pull my foot back out, and the thong on the thing just flat.
Snapped.
I did some kind of 360 and caught, I got a bad back, and I caught myself. And I'm thinking, I hope nobody saw that. I mean, I could see how if I had been on a cliffside or something like that, I could have died. And now this tendinitis stuff has got me scared. Not to mention 18,000 types of bacteria on a typical pair of flip-flops, including staph bacteria.
Ugh. That could kill you.
And I'm not talking bacteria that works for you. I'm talking bacteria that can kill you, flesh-eating bacteria. Stay away from flip-flops.
I used to like flip-flops. I used to like icicles. I used to like ants even.
Really?
I mean, they were strong.
You shouldn't wear flip-flops around anthills either.
I don't know. Maybe we'll balance this episode one that's the bright side of all these things that could kill you. But for now, just thanks for liking and commenting on this video.
And remember, you can support the show by checking out lynda.com.
You know what you want to know, man?
You want to know?
Let me speak in English. Do you want to know how to video edit or photo edit or music edit or other types of things that are on lindawithany.com? Go to lindawithany.com/RhettandLink. Get a free trial.
You know what time it is.
Hi, I'm Emily from Illinois, and it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
Make sure you check out our Facebook where we've got exclusive videos of us competing against one another in ridiculous contests, and you can win merch.
Win that merch. Also, click through the Good Mythical Morning where we explore the reality of death by champagne cork.
To Buffalo.
Oh me. Being a buffalo, it's just another day at the office. Hey man. What up? You can talk too? Yeah, I'm a buffalo. I thought I was the only one. Keep your head down. Keep your head down. What are you doing with your arms? Where are your horns at? Make horns with your hands. Oh, Make horns with your hands. Right. Head down. Right. Let's get in here. Right. We gotta take this place over. Right, man. Who's going first? Herb. I hate Herb. Oh, we gonna kill Herb first. Can he talk? He's stupid.
I don't know what I was doing. I was like messing with him and I like shot my arm up and it went right in his eye. And I felt it like dig in.